Hi friends, I want to go over one of my projects that I'm finally getting a chance to get started today. It turned out to be a beautiful day. Sun was shining, clear skies. It felt really warm. My gauge said 70 degrees, but that's just because my thermostat reader is in the back compartment, and that's where the sun kind of beats on that area, so it's probably giving me a false reading, but definitely I would say maybe we hit in the 60s today in the sun. So it was really nice. I was able to open up the van and really start nailing some projects so that way I can travel much easier. Anyway, so I'll show you what's going on. Okay, well, there is Milo. We're sunbathing today. I did take all of his clothing off. It was much warmer earlier today, and then I brushed him a little bit, but I can't find one of his main brushes. I have his shedding blade. He is really shedding, but I can't find his main brush, so unfortunately I'll have to pick up another brush when I'm at PetSmart. That's where I shop at, so I'll kind of work on that. And I had him up in the front, but then I moved him back there because that's where the sun is now. But yeah, so I have everything pulled out of a back cupboard inside my van, so I'll show you that. I'm organizing everything, and this stuff here I had in the center part underneath the bed, so I'm going to be taking that to my storage unit. I won't be using that in the van after all. Trying to group things together that I will not be wanting to keep with me. And then I'm cleaning this pocket in here, so I'm working on that. I'm going to have to get this tacked up in here, so I'm going to work on that. I've got some glue. When it warms up, I'll have to, work on that, but right now the weather is still kind of cool to be working with a lot of adhesive stuff, so I'll kind of get that fixed. I'm cleaning all this up on the outside of the door. I just sprayed the inside with some bleach, going to do a couple treatments of that, clean it all up. So this is the stuff that was in the pocket. I've got some leashes and stuff like that, and extra leashes that were busters, so I'll find somebody along my journey that has a dog that might need some leashes, and then I'll keep whatever I have for Milo right now. But yeah, no use keeping all that stuff. So I'll just see what's still, in good condition and pass it on, right? So anyway, so I gotta still organize and get this stuff back inside. I'm losing daylight fast. So this is what the cupboard looks like inside here, and I'm still working on this cupboard in here. So I've got to clean it out back in there. I got a little dustpan kind of and little broom thing, so I'll kind of work back in there to clean, but it's really hard to reach back in there, but I'll do the best I can. But it's a weird storage. It's a kind of like a tube storage. I never really had this designed or organized properly, I should say, with stuff. You don't want to be reaching for things that you need all the time, because it's going to get frustrating. You won't want to get to items that you need all the time if you have to dig everything out. So really extra things that you're not going to need all the time should be back in there, and things that you need to get to up near the front. Now these were originally designed, I guess, for people's clothes and stuff like that, but I don't use it for that. I use it for more extra storage, and then I keep my clothes outside in other areas. So that's kind of how I have it designed. You're not going to see the other side too well. I mean, a little bit. I have another bag. I do bags, and this, I don't know if you can see, but so this was back in there in that little tube, and then again it just has extra things, and it has silverware and stuff like that, plasticware, but I really don't use a lot of plasticware in here. So I'm going to definitely try to be more creative with that tube kind of storage. You don't want food, too much food or anything back in there, because I did find dog food up in here, so some rodents have been getting inside here and bringing in dog food. This is before I had the dog food inside of containers. Okay. All right, I'm going to show you the bag that I have back inside that tube. So this is it's a waterproof bag. It's a bag that I actually already had when I used to have a 2-man inflatable kayak. Hope I didn't get too wobbly there. But I love that bag. I mean, I paid a lot of money for it when I had that kayak, and I thought, well, gosh, I'm trying to reuse bags that I already have. What I like about it is because the top rolls and then you clip it, and it's long, so it fits back inside that tube really, really nice. And so far, no rodents or nothing got in there, so that's kind of nice to know. And they didn't chew through the bag, because obviously there's nothing in there with a scent. I had extra toilet paper in there. But one of the things that I noticed is that I had items in wrong places. So I noticed that if you need items all the time, you want to keep them really available to get to. If you tuck things too far, too deep, then you're not going to want to dig them out. So you really want those items that you don't need all the time to be further in the back. And I definitely have to be more creative on how I have things. I had way too many extra, towels or hand towels. So I'm going to put those back in my storage unit. And what I do keep, I'm going to keep in those pillow covers, so I won't have to store them up in the top. So I'm going to be definitely different about where I'm putting those items. And then I had a lot of my baby wipes back in that tube, extra ones, and I'm going to need to keep a little bit more up towards the front. So I may be redoing how I have those items. So yeah, and then the other side, I had food up in the other side, and I don't think I'm going to have to do that because I have an extra container that I have for food. So I'm hoping that's going to work out different for me, so I can use those 2 tubes for extra things, things that are going to be easier for me to reach and grab. So we'll see how things work out once I get everything back together. One of the things you're going to figure out as you're on the road, especially after 1 year and after 2 years, you'll probably be redoing things an awful lot, because as you travel and go through your journey, you're just going to figure those things out. What are you using all the time? What are you not using? Some items, and then you'll be able to get your rig reset up and to make it a little bit more doable for yourself on the road. And remember, what I'm trying to do is make this van much easier to roll, so that I don't have to be moving a lot of things from the back to the front. I just have to limit a lot of that. Okay, so I'm going to get back to work. Got a lot going on today. So it actually, now that I got it all out, it's kind of exciting to see how I'm going to put it all back together. All right, so I just wanted to share what I've got going on and how I'm changing things and my thought process, definitely, as I've been on the road. And then I'll show you how I get everything organized later on once I get it all back together. Okay? All right, so I'm back to work. I love you all. I'll see you in the next video.